Hi folks, Ken Ring here of www.predictweather.com. I just thought I'd have a wee chat with you on this day, the 10th of November, about something rather interesting. I've got a bolt here. You might like to examine it with your eyes. It's a regular brass bolt. I'll hold it close here. A remarkable thing can happen with this. Watch carefully, if you will. Whoops, there it goes. And off. I'll try and do it vertically. Whoa. And there it went. So the question is, how did that work? I know some of you are wondering that. Well, why I did it was to illustrate a point. Now, what I am doing in long-range forecasting is scorned by a lot of scientists because they don't really understand what I'm doing, because they weren't trained in their university qualifications for looking at the moon and looking further than a couple of days in terms of predicting the weather. So if it's not in their training, their assumption is that it must be wrong. Maybe evil, maybe voodoo, maybe snake oil. And this is the kind of accusation that has been thrown at, say, Chinese medicine over the years, something that's different to what the Western practice is. And I think it's worth considering that a lot of this is politics. A lot of what you're told by Western science may not be as valid as some other explanation. When you think of Chinese medicine, it's at least 5,000 years old, and you would think that with all those people, if the theory and practice didn't work, they would long ago have abandoned it and come up with something else. The market forces would have dictated that, but no, we still have Chinese medicine today. Along comes Western medicine, and the funny thing is they ask Western doctors what they think of Chinese medicine. Well, that's the kind of thing that happens with me, where meteorologists are asked about the moon theory, about the weather. And I'm saying it's very, very common for us to fear what we don't understand. And with fear comes anger, with anger comes blame and scorn. And it's not really fair. I'm really making a plea for us all to embrace the cultures of others, the theories of others, the past scientific practices which may have people may doubt their validity, but I think we should all fall short of blaming practitioners of these and trying to drum them out of society. There is a move by a group called the New Zealand Skeptics to try and outlaw alternative medicine and alternative science, alternative practices, and I really think this is a bit unfortunate, because it's not the actions of a tolerant society. It's okay if you don't believe something, if you don't go along with a particular theory, but hey, there might be people who do, and it's really not for anybody to tell others what to think, what to buy, what not to buy, and what to do with their lives. And really, when we have a lot of immigration, which we have in New Zealand, that's quite a blessing, because it does bring alternative methods and ideas from the past, from different places, to come to bear on our everyday lives. So when it comes to long range, I do have a free book on my website called Predicting the Weather by the Moon. It's all solid science. There's nothing about the orbits of the moon and the sun and cycles and patterns and using observations to predict extrapolate into the future because of what have come round cyclically from the past. There's nothing about that that is not solid science, and taught in universities under various disciplines. It's just that they're not all taught together under the one umbrella, which should really be called astrometeorology or ancient meteorology or some other label. And there is a vast wealth of knowledge about all this stuff. For instance, Stonehenge itself was equivalent to a laptop of 10,000 years ago. It is a weather calculator, and it works today just the same as it did back then. Now there are stone circles in just about every ancient village in ancient cultures. The people they call the wise men, they constructed these little structures, if you like, out of stones and wood and little circles. Sometimes nobody knew what they were. They were in hidden places, or they just looked like natural things. But these priest astronomers of old had a handle on the weather from observing what the moon did at certain times and keeping a running record of that. So that's my plea. Don't dismiss long-range forecasting completely out of hand. I think it's right about 80% of the time, which is about what the Met services of today offer when you see the weather on TV. So back to my little demonstration here, and see if you can figure again what might be happening. I'll just put that there and command it to go, and there it goes off the end. So thanks for your attention, and happy thinking. Please tune in again tomorrow. I have another video. Bye.